It's been a difficult day and night, especially for our community in Half Moon Bay. Here's what we know at this hour. 7 people are dead after that mass shooting and 1 other person fighting for their life.
The suspected shooter in police custody, we're told cooperating after driving to the police station and surrendering. Tragedy unfolded this afternoon in 2 locations in Half Moon Bay. The victims found at a sprawling mushroom farm where they worked and live and at a nearby nursery. Let's show you the timeline. The first call came in around 2:20 when San Mateo County Sheriff deputies arrived at the first crime scene along Highway 92 behind the Spanish Town shops. 5 victims found there, 1 alive. 3 more bodies found at a nursery some 3 miles away off Highway 1. Around 4:40, the suspected gunman surrendered to deputies.
That man was found parked in his car at the sheriff's substation on Kelly Avenue. What you're watching here is the moment when the suspect, 67-year-old Chung Lee Zhao, was taken into custody. Our team has been in Half Moon Bay since this all happened. Stephanie Magallon spoke with the loved ones of the victims, but we start with NBC's Terry McSweeney, one of the first reporters on the scene. Terry.
Investigators are telling us that they are learning a lot about what happened after that first gunshot was reported little after 2 o'clock this afternoon, and we're learning more about what the suspect was doing and about his arrest. Tonight, FBI agents at the scene of the shootings, where San Mateo County Sheriff's deputies have been since 2:22 this afternoon, shortly after they responded to a report of gunshots.
Upon arrival, deputies located 4 victims deceased with gunshot wounds. A 5th victim, also suffering from a gunshot wound, was transported to Stanford Medical Center with life-threatening injuries.
A short time later, 3 additional victims were found, shot to death on the 2100 block of Cabrillo Highway South. Both crime scenes were mushroom growing operations. Investigators soon named 67-year-old Zhao Chun Li, who is believed to have worked at one of the farms, as their suspect for all the shootings. NBC Bay Area News has learned that Zhao, at the first location, shot 3 of his victims in the trailers where they lived, next to the field where they worked, and then gunned down 2 others in the field itself.
There were farm workers affected tonight. There were children on the scene at the incidents. This is a truly heartbreaking tragedy in our community.
As for the suspect, he turned up 2.5 hours after the first shooting in a most unlikely spot.
Zhao was located in his vehicle in the parking lot of the sheriff's substation here in Half Moon Bay by a sheriff's deputy.
Sky Ranger was over the scene when Zhao was spotted by deputies and arrested. No resistance, no drama. We also have ground video of the takedown. Sheriff Corpus says Zhao probably went to the sheriff's substation to surrender, but never did make an effort to do so. Deputies say they found a semi-automatic handgun inside that maroon SUV. This woman saw the arrest go down.
It was shocking, and I was glad that it happened without incident. I was very impressed with the way the officers handled the takedown.
Tonight, we're told it appears Zhao acted alone and is cooperating. Also, it's likely he has a wife.
This is something that we get to watch on the news. Never think that it's going to come and hit home.
Of course, the million-dollar question is, what was the motive? Well, the suspect worked at the mushroom farms where everyone was shot. Everyone involved is Chinese American. But the official answer to what was the motive, they don't know yet. Live in Half Moon Bay, Terry McSweeney, NBC Bay Area News.
Okay, Terry, thank you. We've been down there for a long time, Terry reporting, and he said FBI agents are now on site as well. Thank you, Terry.
Yeah, and a lot of details are just emerging and changing. It's been a painful and frightening night for dozens of farm workers and children now sleeping at a reunification center, which is just miles from where those killings took place. NBC Bay Area's Stephanie Magallon is at the IDES hall where those people are staying. And Stephanie, I know you spoke to some of the families who actually witnessed the shooting.
Yes, Jess. So one of the farm workers I spoke with was actually walking into this reunification center with his wife and several children. He said he saw one of the shootings. He actually said he knew the suspect. They worked together at one of these farms. Now, I can tell you that as I was speaking with this man, I could see him shaking. He was just shaking throughout our conversation, and his family is one of several that are now going to be spending the night here because their home is now a crime scene. Forced out of their homes by a mass shooting, tonight these families are seeking refuge and learning what friends, co-workers, or family members didn't make it out. This man tells us one of the 8 victims was like a brother to him. He called him Marciano Martinez and showed up to this reunification center to learn more about his condition, but left with more questions than answers. Others were seen driving out of here in tears. At one point, an ambulance pulled up to take a patient from inside Half Moon Bay's Portuguese Hall.
It seems there is a family member in there who might have lost a family member in one of the shootings, so we can hear a lot of crying. It's heartbreaking.
Lizette Diaz is with ALAS. Her organization has been dropping off clothing, food, and blankets. She says there's about 13 children and 40 adults in need, many of them in anguish and searching for answers.
I cannot imagine what those kids witnessed today.
The sorrow was shared by many as resident after resident showed up with bags filled with goodies and stacks of blankets, anything to offer a bit of comfort to the survivors here tonight.
It's a lot of tragedies hitting this country right now. More mass shootings than the number of days in the month, and to hit our small town, it's very shocking.
Now, the farm worker I spoke with says that about 25 people were living at the ranch that is now a crime scene. He believes that 2 of the victims were Latinos and the rest were of Asian descent. He was telling me that after tonight, they may have to stay in a hotel. That situation is really unclear. But not too long ago, I did see a van come and pick up several families from the Reunification Center. It looked to be from a nonprofit organization. So they may be moving as of tonight. Right now, as you can see, there's not too much traffic with people going in and out. However, organizations are still asking those who can to please come and drop off blankets, clothing, and they're specifically asking for warm food. Live in Half Moon Bay, I'm Stephanie Magallon, NBC Bay Area News.